Hi, this is Mandy from Sunflowersanddors. Welcome back to my channel. Really good to have you with me. Today we're not looking at a tutorial or craft with me as such. I want to start today by just quickly running through some bits and pieces. I've put a couple of orders in recently and I thought I would share those with you. And I've also got a partnership with a online crafting company, so I just want to share that with you as well. So yeah, good to have you here with me today. I will stop saying one of these days, but let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to share with you is I ordered some materials. For those of you who have seen my channel and my Etsy, you'll notice that I actually do a fair bit of work with Tim Holtz papers, and I've also done a couple of journals and altered file folders with again his work. Now I've kind of run out of materials, and I am working at the moment on 2 new journals, Tim Holtz journals, and 2 new file folders, altered file folders. So they will be available in my Etsy at some point over the next coming weeks. Probably a week or so actually, I'm hoping to get those up. But I needed to order some more materials. This company was recommended to me by Rachel from Rachel and Bella Crafts, and it's called the Cotton Patch, and they had some fantastic pieces of material, Tim Holtz. So that's what I've done, is I've ordered quite a few pieces from here. So I just wanted to share this with you because I do struggle sometimes to get hold of Tim Holtz material, but this one here, this was great. So it's this kind of this length and that again. And this is from, I think this is from the memorandum collection, which is brilliant because the new journals that I'm doing, or the new file folders that I'm doing, are based on this collection. So this is the first piece. As I said, I'm not really sure in terms of size. It's 26 centimetres. And then that is by probably, I don't know, 30, 40, 55, say 110. So roughly 26 centimetres by about 110 centimetres is probably the width on this, and they are all the same size. But I absolutely love this piece as a starting point. The next piece again is from the memorandum collection, and again I do absolutely love this. I'm not sure what this one's called. I'm not sure what any of them are called, to be honest, because they've kind of come through and they're all saying weird and wonderful things. So we will just go with, if you Google Tim Holtz on this site, you will see everything that they've got to offer. This one really, really beautiful. And again, as I said, I'm doing 2 file folders with the memorandum collection, so they will go perfectly. This one here is more from the Wallflower, and this is one of the journals that I've done, so I'll probably be using this for one of the journals. Really, really detailed. What I notice with a lot of the Tim Holtz fabrics is they can actually be quite, not dull, but muted. Excuse me. And sorry, just grab a coffee. And sometimes that can look quite faded, but I actually really like the look, and the pattern's still really, really clear. So yeah, this one here is from the Wallflower. This one here, I'm not sure if it's from the Wallflower or memorandum, to be honest. But again, you'll recognise that if you're familiar with the Tim Holtz pads. So yeah, that is the next one in the collection. And then there's 2 more This one here, I haven't actually seen this before, but I absolutely love it. It's just beautiful. So I will be ordering a lot more of this because I really, really do like it. It's like kind of got the ledger background, but these flowers are just stunning. So there you go. It tells you on here, this is the eclectic elements, but it doesn't say what. And then finally, I did let's see if I can get it now without wrecking everything. I did a challenge. It was kind of using up your old stuff, I think. And it was a challenge that I saw Suzanne Hutchinson from Tatty Treasures do. And it was recovering or reutilising an instant ink box. So yeah, I had a go at that. I will be honest, I did throw her in the bin initially, after about 10 minutes, because it wasn't the most easy thing to do in terms of using tape to cover all the edges. But I'm glad I stuck with it. I bought a little hinge here, built a little platform there so that the hinge was raised. And I love it, absolutely love it. I haven't decided what I'm using it for, but I did come across the material in this range, which was just awesome. So again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, but I've got it. I've got it and I'm good to go. So those were the Tim Holtz fabrics that I wanted to share with you. The next thing that I had is I placed an order from Justine at House of Mahalo, and this was for a bundle of antique letter cards. I saw them, I loved them, so I placed an order for those. I haven't opened them yet because I did want to do that online. Justine has got more of these, excuse me, and more of other bits and pieces in her Etsy shop, which I'll link in the description below. So if you haven't popped over to Justine's Etsy, pop over there. She also has a YouTube site again, which I will link. Yeah, love Justine's work, and as I said, she's got some really great, interesting stuff in her site. She has sent me, oh bless, oh wow, she sent me a paperclip dangle. This she did a tutorial on in one of her videos. This is so beautiful, so pretty. Oh, thank you, Justine. That's really, really lovely. Thank you. That is so pretty. And that heart is just gorgeous. And these are the antique letter cards. They are already, I can see I'm going to love them. The colours are beautiful. Oh, these are really, really lovely. And you can feel the texture. Yeah, absolutely loving these already. These come in a range of colours. I think they also come in blue and green as well. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Yeah, absolutely chuffed. Oh, wow, I didn't see any of that on the back. See, the problem is now I've got these and I want to use them for my journals, but I don't want to use them for my journals now because I like them so much. Oh, gosh, so I think I might have to keep one or two for my stash, and the others I will use for some of the journals that I'm working on. These are gorgeous, Justine, really, really lovely. I may have to jump on and pick up some of the other colours in these. Really love them, and this is just gorgeous. So thank you again very, very much. Okay, so the final thing I wanted to share with you is I was approached by an organisation online, retailer called iMooncrafts. I know some of you have heard of them because I've seen some of the videos that people have put up. And it basically just asked if I would like to promote some of their products. They would send me some bits and pieces of my choosing, and I just basically share those with you. The site, as I said, is iMooncraft.com, and I will put a link into the video below. And I'm also going to have a bit of a go at using some of these with you and sharing these online, but just to introduce them at this point. So there was 3 things I chose. This was one of them, and this is if I can get into it. This is a wax seal stamp head, and I love wax seals. I've been lucky enough to get hold of one with a sunflower on, and of course Sunflowersanddors is my brand, but this one here has got a stag on it. And I want to do some woodlandy type journals, or that type of thing, but I don't actually have anything in my stash that's woodlandy, but this one here I did see, and I absolutely love it. I don't know how much of that you can see, but I will do, sorry, that's my hand shaking again. I will do a video using this later on in this particular one. I'll join her up with this video here so you can get a good feel for that. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. If you're going to be ordering, just be aware this is just the stamp, or the seal stamp head. If you haven't got the base, the handle, you'll need to buy that separately. The next thing that I ordered was some dies, metal dies. These are the equivalent of the thinlets, and these are literally just the 5 different sizes of flowers. I saw Bella and Rachel from Rachel Bella Craft do a kind of on top of each other, a built-up flower or circular head. So straight away, that was something that I've got in mind for these, is that I build a layer up. I'm probably going to use some vintage papers with this, but we will run through that together. So those were really, really lovely. And then the last thing that I ordered was some stamps. Now, I've ordered stamps recently, and it was the quality of the stamps that I wasn't overly impressed with, but these look really, really good. So there's a script stamp here, there's a kind of label, ticket label, whatever there, like a bordery thing. This one here is beautiful. It's a script with butterflies and flowers, and just some borders with a butterfly there. This one here, Typewriter, this is I think what drew me to this particular stamp. Typewriter with some border, and a little bit of what looks like a little bit of script or writing underneath, and a little, I don't know if that's a swallow or a dove, or really nice, beautiful butterfly. This is for a tag. I didn't realise that is actually for a tag, a tab. So yeah, we'll have a little go with that one. And this one, just 3 sentiments. Thank you very much, happy birthday, and get well soon. I tend not to use the sentiments, to be honest, but the stamps I do use an awful lot. So, as I said, I will, I'm going to kind of break the video now, and then I'm going to come back and demonstrate using these 3 particular products. So, I'll be gone a while, but for you it'll just be a second, so be right back. Okay, so first thing we are going to look at is the stamps that have come through. And I'm not great with stamps, and I know it does take a little bit of time to kind of sometimes bed in a new stamp, so we're gonna, as is with my motto about most things, we'll give it a go. Doesn't look like there's enough ink on that, to be honest. And I'm not sure if my ink is the best. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'm gonna just try with my brown ink. I really like that. I am definitely more of a brown girl. So, gosh, it's really weird because I can't see that the ink is actually being applied. So that's really, really strange. But when you put it on here, you can see it. But I'm not sure it's going to cover, or I'm not sure I've got all of it. Yeah, see? Now I like it in both the brown and the black. Let's try the tab one. The one thing I will say is they are really, really difficult to get off the page. So they're very sticky, which is a good thing. I kind of have quite a few stamps where they're not at all sticky, and of course you try and attach them to backing to keep them safe, and it doesn't always work. This is really bizarre because, like I said, it's almost like there's no ink on the stamp. I haven't come across that before. Usually my stamps are too saturated, and then you've got the problem of the ink bleeding and spilling everywhere. Yeah, see, I'm not sure that this type of ink is the best ink to use with these types of stamps. And it probably doesn't help that my ink isn't particularly juicy. We'll give it one more go. Love the pattern on this stamp though. Really is lovely. So we'll give this one a go here. And then we'll put some more black ink on it and see what that looks like. Yeah, I think you just need to ink them up a bit more. And I'm not sure, like I said, my brown ink is probably not wet enough. Yeah, I can see it starting to take now. So I think it's perhaps that they're new, and the ink's not overly wet. Yeah, I can see this one much better already through the acrylic block. Yes, much better. And it really is like a vintage, like an old vintage look. It's definitely working much better with my black inks than it is with my brown. But as I said, that's probably down to my ink rather than the stamp. Let me just try one more thing with a different type of ink. And this is a much wetter ink. So this is likely to show up even more. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that that is fully covered. problem with this particular ink though is that it's so, I probably should have wiped that off first, it's so wet, this one, that I found it bleeds into the stamps more. So we'll have a little look. Yeah, much better. Yeah, these are very much a vintage kind of effect stamp. But what I would say is definitely you need to use wetter ink rather than something that's kind of just starting to dry out, which is what my brown one is doing. But yeah, I really do think I'm going to have to play with them a little bit more to get used to them. But I really do like the design on those. Really lovely. I'm just going to give them a quick wipe over as well. I hate using baby wipes because of the whole environmental thing. But they do work much better than anything else. These are really detailed. I think I might need to wash that one. Okay, so we'll try one more, which is the butterfly. Let's give the butterfly a go. And I think I'm going to go with the black again. Yes, much better. Yeah, so I think the black shows up much better, but as I said, that could be to do with my ink. Really like their design. This would be brilliant for some journal cards, some small journal cards, and I love this for tabs. That looks really good. Butterflies are really pretty. So yeah, happy with that. I think there's a bit of playing to do to kind of work out exactly how much ink I need to apply and which ink works best. But yeah, overall, that is the first product, the first stamp. Okay, so the next item is going to be my stamp block. I don't know where the candle's gone. I'll have to use a new one. I'll grab those out as well. Okay, so this was the one I was talking about, my sunflower. Really lovely. Okay, so I have attached the head, just screwed that on. I use baking sheet for when I'm doing my stamps because I find it works much better. The only time I won't do that, I suppose, is if I'm putting it directly onto something, but I prefer, as a rule, watch myself, don't burn myself now, I prefer as a rule to put it on a baking sheet, and then if I want to apply it to something, then I'll do that as well. I'll glue it on. I'm using 3 different colours. I prefer to use 3 as opposed to 2. 2 is a little bit thin. 3 I find a lot better because it gives you a chunkier wax seal. So it does take a little bit of time to melt. So I'll skip past this bit for you. Okay, so a lot of people tend to stir their wax as it's melting. I don't. I prefer just to let it do its thing. And also, if I'm using different colours, when you stir it, sometimes you don't get the real strong marbled effect, which is what you get if you don't stir it and just literally let it do its own thing. Okay. And don't overthink it either. I find a lot of the time when I started using this sort of thing, I would get really, really nervous and hesitant. And honestly, you end up with a much better result if you just, don't overthink it, just plonk it down. Yeah. Now, cleaning this out, I usually use a dry tissue, but I don't have one on me at the moment, so I'm using a white wipe. Do it while it's hot. Just watch yourself, because it does get very, very hot, and you will end up burning yourself. So yeah, it comes off really, really quickly and easily if you do it when it's hot. Like I said, probably better wet, dry tissue rather than... and by the time you've done that, you're ready to take this off. See, even with 3, it's not necessarily enough to get in there, you know. So I don't know if you can see. I probably, with this one, will need to use 4 pieces, and you can see the design around that, and then you can just make out the stag in the middle. It's quite a deep set stag, so I think with more wax rather than less, that's going to show up even more. Okay, so stamps and wax seals. Next is going to be the die cuts that I do need to I do need to cut those out first using my machine, so I will be right back with you. Okay, so before I do the die cuts, I did think it wasn't fair to kind of work off that one there, so I've done another one. This time I used 4 pieces of wax, not 3, and I used a single colour, a lighter colour. With this marbled effect, it didn't really show it that well. With the single colour and the lighter colour, it does show it really, really well, and it's really quite beautiful. It's very intricate, the design around, but the actual stamp in the centre is a plain stag, and I do really like that. So yeah, 2 or 3 wax pieces isn't enough. You need 4 to get a good feel. I love the rim around. Mine doesn't have that rim, but this one does. I really like that. And as I said, I'm not sure I would go for a marbled mixed wax look for these. I think I would stick to a single colour, because it seems to show it off much, much better. So yeah, glad I did have another go of that one. Okay, so back to the dies, and these have actually come out really lovely. I've done them on different types of paper, and that is book pages, sorry. Some of them are a bit thicker, so these are thicker book pages. There's actually a couple in there, but I did them together, so they actually cut through a couple of layers, which is absolutely fantastic, because a lot of dies that I've used historically Don't always cut through those layers. Just checking there's not another one there. I think it was only 2. So yeah, they cut through the layers, and they have got a beautiful design on them. So you can see on that one there, and the design comes right through. So they're not just plain dies, they are really detailed. And as I said, they cut through quite a few layers, and this particular paper here is quite thick rather. This is the thinner paper, and again I did a couple of layers of this one. And they did cut through. There's 1, 2, there's 3 layers of that particular one. I wouldn't use those as individual layers. I'd put them all together and use them as a 3-layer project, just because of the thickness of the paper. It's not really, really thick. So I wouldn't use those as standalone projects. But as I said, these ones here, they've actually come out really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, excuse me, reaching, I'm going to use some blue distress oxide, and this is tumbled glass, and I'm just going to put this on the edges of these just to add a little bit of colour. So that's like that. And you can get at these really easy if you wanted to go through each individual petal the way they've done. They've actually cut it as individual petals, which is again, it's quite unusual. And it's a really, really nice look. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through these here. Is that the same size? Yeah, I think that one is the same size. So I think it's that one next. Which is there. And then we go with this one here. Okay, and then I'm going to use my brown, the old trusted walnut stain. And I'm just going to go over this one with that. Excuse me, I love these ones without any text on as well, because it really shows the detail in the flower. Really, really lovely. And you could mix and match these. You could print these off on different colours of card or paper, and you know, really mix and match. As I said, they've gone through a couple of layers quite easily. So yeah, I'd have no problem with that at all. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, excuse me while I reach again for my brads. Okay, I'm not going to go for anything too big. I think I'm going to just go for these smaller ones here. And all I am going to do is put these in order. There's a hole in the middle, which is brown. So just pop those through the hole, like so. Just open these two up here. Again, like so. I'm going to do exactly the same on this one here. So just pop it through the centre. And again on that one. Now there is still holes in these, even though you can't see them as well, and this was the second layer, so that's probably why you can't see them particularly well, but they are still there, so you don't need to create any holes. They're already there for you, and it also gives you an accurate centre piece as well. I can never find the centre. I can only ever find off center. But if you have a look at these, that one in particular, that it would be really lovely for a nice floral journal. This one here would be lovely for a total grunge journal. And what you can do then, that's what I'm doing now, is you can actually move the flowers so that they are positioned in between the petals of the flower that's on there before. So you get a much fuller look. Absolutely love that. Yeah, absolutely love it. And as I said, it was really, really, really easy to cut and assemble. So yeah, 2 really, really nice flowers. Okay, and I wasn't happy to leave the stamping as I left it. These are really detailed stamps, and I don't know, I just don't feel as though I got the best out of them. So I've just used this one again, and I think the stamps are really, really detailed, really intricate. So I think that's why they are actually showing as almost vintaged and aged. I think that is the actual style of the stamp. So I'll just pop that on there again. Oh, I got something coming all over the place here. I don't know what that is. Is that from there? No. Great. Yeah, I think they are literally just a vintaged image, because even as I look at them on the stamp itself, they're very, very detailed, but they're detailed in a way that kind of gives you that, I don't know, just a more like a blurred, not blurred, that's the wrong word, but that's the kind of image, if you know what I'm talking about. That's the kind of effect. So yeah, I do like them, and I think I will use them. Definitely with the black ink as opposed to the brown that I used, unless of course you've got like an archival ink. I think they're better than the distress inks. So out of the 3 projects, or the 3 products, there was the ink, which, as I said, I will definitely use that, but expect a vintage look. I mean, I'm saying it's not coming out clear and it's not crisp, but you can actually make out all of the writing, and some of it is quite small. So, as I said, I think it's just the style. I think it's a vintage style. And yeah, I will use them. I do prefer a slightly crisper image, in all honesty, but I'll carry on playing with these until I get what I actually like. The gold one I liked a lot. This one's slightly darker, but yeah, and the butterflies came out really, really well. So yeah, I will play with those a little bit more. I'm not writing those off in any way, shape or form. Then we had the wax seal, which was this one here. And it really is a lovely wax seal. We tried it first of all with the marbled mixed colours. Sorry, my hands are been crafting so they're all over the place. We tried it first of all with the mixed marble colours, and I don't think that they did the design any justice. So I went with a lighter colour and one that was just a single colour, and I don't know how much of that you can see, but you can see the image really, really clearly there. So again, that was a winner for me. Go for 4 of the pieces of wax as opposed to 3. Just wasn't enough for this particular image. So I used 4, and as I said, I love this actual border here. So yeah, definitely use that one. Out of the 3 products, this was definitely my favourite. I don't always have great success with dies, but these were beautiful. And I love what they've made, really, really. So I think I can see a mass make coming up now with these particular dies. So yeah, out of the 3 products, dies definitely my favourite, but I will definitely use the the wax seal, and I'll play a little bit more with the stamps just to see how we get on. I hope it was useful. As I said, I will leave all the details in the description box below. The items arrived really, really quickly. They were really reasonable in terms of pricing, and so yeah, check them out, definitely check them out. There's lots of things, lots of different categories of crafting on their site. I just went for these 3 because that's what I tend to use the most of. So hope you found it useful. And until we catch up again, as always, take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye for now.